Welcome to season 3 of The On Show, presented by your host, me, Anj. It's kind of my name. Anyways, in this new season, we're going to be doing a lot of things involving history. And a quick recap of our last season, we learned a lot about American history and early civilizations. And in this season, we've heard breaking news about tons of chaos going down in South Asia and Southeast Asia. So our first episode today is going to be going over all of those topics. So without further ado, welcome to the On Show. Today, to celebrate us being alive, we are going to be diving into some of the most interesting history of Southeast Asia. In our first story, we talk about Islamic influence on India with expert Tanuj reporting from India. Tanuj, how do you feel today?
Oh, I feel good.
Okay, thanks for joining us. So, want to get started?
Yeah, sure, let's go.
Okay, so who specifically invaded India?
Turkish Muslims were the people who invaded India. Their whole conquest to India began around the year 1000. They invaded the northern part of India, and as time went by, they started to go down south.
So that's interesting. Was the goal to influence Islam in India, or was it something else?
Yes, it was exactly that. They tried to bring Islam into India and into the civilization. And as time went on, Islam spread its way into India, but Hinduism was still the dominant religion.
So how exactly did they influence Islam?
Oh, they had many ways of doing it. Like, one way was they went into Hindu and Buddhist temples and they broke stuff. And then another way was they put tax on people who are not Muslim, and that made a lot of people convert.
So that's an interesting thing. We actually do have a little bit of an excerpt from a dead Indian resident named Siddharth Jagnash. He had his journals, and according to his journals, he was actually burned alive by the Turkish residents. So let's play that clip right now.
Oh, my diary. Oh, my Vishnu. Oh, Krishna. Oh, Shiva. Yoma, this day. My family and my precious store. Janani, stay up. Please, buy a sugarcane and mango juice. Anyways, Ayoma, my families. How will I ever survive? The evil people and Turkish people of Islam have invaded my home and they have destroyed so much. They only take and destroy, especially my bank account. They only raise taxes on the non-Islam like me, a Hindu. Please visit Janani and buy our delicious guavas and gulab jamun. they just take my bank account and nothing else. And my family and everything. They also took over my town. And they took my family as we refused to convert to the religion of Islam. I have no thank you. I have my Vishnu, my Rama, my Krishna, Hanuman, Ganesha, and many more. Please forgive me, my many lords. But I hope they get reincarnated as a crab of Hajal.
So that was an interesting audio. We could tell from that there wasn't too much good going on from the Turkish invasion, and it seemed like Sid was a fairly enthusiastic person. So my next question for you is, which parties were controlling which parts of India? I mean, it couldn't have all been controlled by Islam.
Yeah, so between 1206 and 1526, a number of Muslim dynasties ruled northern India near the Delhi Sultanate. And near southern India, however, the kingdom of Vijayanagara arose in 1320, which was explicitly Hindu, and it drew on North Indian Muslim architectural features and made use of Muslim mercenaries for its military forces.
So essentially, the main idea of this story is that Turkish people who believed in Islam tried to influence Islam into India in a sort of violent and oppressive way, and that led to two different parts of India, the northern side being controlled by the Turkish and the southern side being mostly controlled by Indians
Yeah, exactly.
who believed in Hinduism. Well, thank you for coming on the show, Tanuj.
Thank you.
I hope you have a wonderful day, and let's get on to the next guest. Okay, welcome back to the On Show. Our next guest is going to be the worldwide renowned historian Joshua Reddy. Yeah, woo. Yeah. Okay, welcome Joshua, and let's just get straight to the point and ask some questions.
Let's do this.
Okay, my first question for you is, what happened in Southeast Asia so long ago?
Well, the first thing that happened in the region was the abandonment of feudalism within China after the period of warring states.
Oh, wow. So, like, why did this happen exactly?
Well, after Chinese Buddhism and Confucianism started to become more widely accepted and attractive in the region, Korea started looking to the efficient Chinese societies and kind of took their ideas and made them as their own. Vietnam and Japan saw this and quickly followed.
So essentially, wars were caused by all of these other countries wanting a higher level of efficiency within their own economies and societies. So they just decided to yoink it from China.
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so this is essentially another Ocean's movie.
Well, not technically because they didn't physically steal anything. They just copied China's ideas, like the one Spider-Man made.
Oh, I love that Spider-Man meme. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Why did the Chinese get triggered enough to start a war? This isn't a COD lobby.
True, but you can also look at it from China's perspective at the time. You know, Korea just showed up and took all of their ideas and blended it as their own. So basically it was a COD lobby internally in China.
So to sum it all up, Korea and other Southeast Asian countries stole ideas from China, which led China to be a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and ultimately directed itself to a war between itself and other Southeast Asian countries.
Yes, so technically it is a COD lobby.
Well, that ended up leading to nothing but trouble for China, didn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, thanks for being on the show, Joshua, and let's bring on the next guest. After this ad break from Dion Show.
Do you need a good civilization or a good economy or even just a good lifestyle or religion? Come down and buy our new product stuff. Straight from Korea. And now for a new, just click on the shady link. Completely trustworthy. Oh, come on.
Hey, you! Get off my idea!
Let's welcome our next guest, our friend and another historian named Pranav Chaganti. Hello. What's up, Pranav? How's your day going?
It's going good.
Okay, well, let's get started. So, how did trade blow up in Southeast Asia?
Well, trade started to blow up after the year 1000. This is mostly due to improvements in shipbuilding and people getting better at navigating the ocean's monsoons. This led to the establishment of major trade cities across the Indian Ocean, like Malacca and the Malayan Peninsula. Malacca was it was a very important trade city situated on the Straits of Malacca, which was and even now is a very crucial trade route. And it became a center of religion and culture where different religions and cultures integrated and mingled.
So, essentially, the Indian Ocean became an early version of Costco.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to put it.
Okay, so, I'm wondering, what exactly did they trade there?
So they traded things like spices, timber, silk, iron, seaweed. Trade seaweed, wax, and other things. Mostly spices, though. But the Arabs also brought another thing to Southeast Asia to trade: Islam. But mostly spices, though.
So, another question I have for you is, what does this do for the rest of Asia?
So as foreign traders came to trade in Malacca, an influx of different religions and cultures to these cities was created. And this spread to other countries as well as the rest of Asia. And it really facilitated the development and interconnection between places like South Asia, East Asia, China, Arabia, and East Africa. So in other words, it really helped bring this region onto the world stage.
So, essentially, what you're trying to say through this is that the big trades going on in the Indian Ocean led to a lot of spread of cultures and trade, which ended up becoming one of the biggest trade centers in the whole world.
Right, exactly.
Well, thank you for coming onto the show, Pranav. I hope you have a wonderful day, and that will be our last segment for the show. So why don't we do a quick recap on what we learned today? The first thing we learned is that the Turkish invaded India as a way to spread their religion of Islam. However, it didn't go as they planned exactly. Because of all the oppression that they forced upon the Indians, the country essentially split into two parts. The next thing we learned after that was that Korea and Vietnam and Japan stole their ideas of civilization and government and economy from China because of China's prosperity. And because of this, there was a big internal war caused by China, which essentially led to a lot of downfall of civilization and economy in Asia. And after that, we finally learned that in the Indian Ocean, there was so much trade going on because of all the countries around that area, and that led to a big spread of culture, religion, and just a very strong economy. Thank you for watching this week's episode of The On Show, where we dived into the history of Southeast Asia and South Asia. Stay tuned for next week's episode about the Rwandan genocide, where we will dive into so many different things that happened and why the Rwandan genocide occurred. So, see you later on The On Show.